Welcome with a new episode. And today we are going, it's a little bit a silly joke that I wear the sunglasses, but we are going to talk about the biggest brand of sunglasses in the world. And they don't only make sunglasses, they also make reading glasses. In this case it's Ray-Ban, but it's not about Ray-Ban. We wanted to talk about something that was in the season, it's summer. In the southern part of Europe where we are based, it's really hot, so everybody's wearing and buying those sunglasses.
Sometimes as a gift for a colleague, I received a nice sunglasses for my colleagues.
Yes, for your birthday,
For my birthday,
2 weeks ago, yeah. But this is the biggest company in the world, and they are in the news this week. They're on the stock market, on the Paris stock market. And the name of it, Taco, is?
Essilorluxottica.
Probably you have heard of it, maybe not. If not, we're going to explain you about why this company is interesting, because I think it is interesting. But they were in the news. It's now Thursday afternoon, the 17th of July. 2 days ago, yesterday they were in the news, and today they were in the news. But first, two really interesting facts. But why were they in the news yesterday, Taco?
Next to the fact that the company is interesting, yes, it was actually interesting news. Yesterday it was announced that VF Corporation, previously known as Vanity Fair Mills, they are entering in an agreement to sell the brand Supreme to Essilorluxottica. And that made that the price of VF Corporation went up. But it's actually...
How much that day?
Well, in that day it was from 13 to 16, the last days. So that's quite a jump. But later I will see that in perspective, because actually the investment in VF Corporation has not been too good. The company itself, there are quite some brands that I think most people will know under that company. For example, Timberland, Vans and the North Face, and as we said, Supreme. And the price of this takeover, so buying by Essilorluxottica, will be around 1.5 billion in cash, and the total market cap of the company now is around 6.28. So that's a substantial part of the company that will be, actually the price is a substantial part of the total value. Like I said, from 13 to 16, but in 2021 the company was trading around $90. So actually that has not been a very good investment.
Because they make losses.
Exactly. Probably. They have a negative earnings per share. So I don't want to dedicate too much time about that investment. But for the subject of today, Essilorluxottica, it is maybe a good step to buy this brand.
I don't understand why a brand like Supreme makes a loss. Because I think it was 4 or 5 years ago with my son in London.
Mm-hmm.
And it was February, if I'm not mistaken. It was really cold. We were wearing jackets. It was snowing a little bit. And I asked my son, do you want to go somewhere in London? So he said, yes, I have one place I want to go. So I thought, okay, he want to go to a museum or to the Big Ben. And he said, no, I want to go to a store of Supreme.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard of it. I said, okay. So we found it. We came into the little street, because it's a little street. And there was a row, I think, maybe 100, 150 people.
Yeah.
To go into the store to buy something for Supreme. Yeah. We went in there, we waited in the snow for, I don't remember, an hour. We went there and I bought something. He didn't buy, I bought something. I bought it, but it was expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an expensive brand. A lot of people, almost everything they make, they sell. Why make the loss?
Maybe this is the good part. There are a lot of brands under VF Corporation, like I said before, but there are a lot more.
Timberland is really
of course.
strong,
I took the ones that I at least know, but there are also some. Maybe they don't make all that good figures. But you're right. Supreme, it is an American brand established in New York in '94. Yeah, maybe that's the good part, and maybe that's why.
94.
1994.
Oh, 1994. Okay.
So maybe that's why Essilorluxottica has interest to buy this specific brand.
Talking about brands, Taco.
Yes.
So probably you heard of the company. We did a little bit of our homework, and they have 150 brands, and they divide it mainly in two parts. One part is their own portfolio, so that's like Ray-Ban, Oakley, Purcell. And then they also work with licensed brands. So if you have an sunglasses of, for example, Dolce & Gabbana, Burberry, Armani, Jimmy Choo, Ferrari, Michael Kors, Moncler, Prada, Ralph Lauren, Swarovski, Tiffany & Co, Versace. If you have one of those brands, it's produced by Essilorluxottica. It's 150 brands they have. It's a French/Italian company, and the founder of the company itself, he was born in 1935, and his name is Leonardo Del Fizio, and not to mix up with another Leonardo. When he was 14 years old, he already made his own stuff, and he was already the main provider of the money for the family. And in 1961, he established his company Luxottica, and Essilor, that's the French side of the joint venture. They acquired a stake in of 62%, and in 2018 there was the merger. Now they have totally worldwide 149,000 people working for them. And they are, what I said in the beginning, they're market leader. They have 36% market share in Europe and 47% market share in the world. And I know there are a lot of investors, they like market shares. ASML, tech company from the Netherlands, a lot of people like it because they are market leader. They are the in that case, the one and only that produce it. So from that perspective, I think it's an interesting company, and they are strong. So if they see opportunities in the market, they buy, for example, other companies. If you look at the fundamentals of the company, it's a little bit boring. If you look at the revenues, they grow from 2 years ago 24 billion to last year 25, and this year 26 billion. The revenues also gone up a little bit, 2 billion, 2.3 billion, and 2.8 billion. Assets 62 billion versus debt 8 billion, so quite stable. And also they give some dividend around 4 euros. The actual price is now, because that's also a funny thing. If you see that a takeover is announced, normally one of the companies goes up and one of the companies goes down. So the market thinks it's good for this party, not good for that party. In this case, also, Essilorluxottica went up, and they're now trading at around 195 euros. And with a dividend of 4 euros, it gives a dividend percentage of 2%. And the outlook is also quite stable. So the growth that they presented over the last years, probably that's what the market thinks, but they will continue. In 2027, now they have an earnings per share of 7 euros. So based on the price of 195 euros, that's a price earning of 27. So you pay 27 times the profit. It is expected in 2027 the earnings per share will be 10 euros, so then you pay around 19 times the profit. And of course you buy something. This is a stock that you can consider to buy, to hold in your portfolio. It's quite, the products, I think they are amazing. Market leader, good market percentages, and the growth from a fundamental perspective is quite boring, but it's what a lot of people like. And the outlook is also quite good. Now, with a dividend percentage of 2%, and it will grow to 2.5%. It's then you can say 27 times the profit is expensive, but for a market leader with good growth figures, will go to 19. Yeah, I think it's worldwide. Now, thinking about it, good cash flow.
If you think that this is interesting, and then the news message yesterday, of the takeover makes it even more exciting, then we have a surprise, because today we were literally preparing this video, and it was announced, I think it was 2:30, that Meta Platforms is considering a 5% stake in Essilorluxottica. Again, what you said, normally if there's a takeover or something like that, some company doesn't do it very well, the price, but also Meta was up today, and of course Luxottica was up 6%, it fell back a little bit. So very interesting that today actually Meta announced to, I think it's not done yet, but they considering a stake of 5% in this company. And then actually everything becomes even more exciting.
Give us already your thumb.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like
yeah, but it's like a lot of times. So we talk about it, and then later you see the other the Financial Times picks it up. And,
I did not
the
expect.
CNBC.
I mean, how you described it, it's a very like a good
Solid.
company, solid company. Last week I didn't know the word as well. Martin helped me. Solid company. But I mean, if a solid company, if there's also interest from a big company like Meta, yeah, that's quite interesting. But that news is already now in the price, of course. But it really happened today, Thursday.
And Meta, of course, they I don't know the name. What's the Metaverse? The glasses they have. Maybe they do it because of that.
That's very interesting.
If you look at to round up, if you look at the price, so the chart this year, the highest point was 210, around 210 euros. Again, it's now trading at around 196. The lowest was at the beginning of the year around 180, so it's also not that volatile. And the 210 of this year was also the highest point ever, like a lot of other companies and indices. And yeah, it grew over the last 20 years, quite stable. It's a nice growth share. So I think, to finalize, I think it's an interesting company. 150 brands. It's amazing. I didn't know that they were also producing all those licensed brands, like Prada and like Moncler and Michael Kors. So I think they have a really strong position in the world, and it's even becoming stronger with the takeover, or probably
of Supreme, and now
and the investing
of Meta. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Give us your thumb.
Thank you very much.
See you next time.
Bye.